So I wanted to cover the third part of this black and white conversion project. Do you remember the template that you did in the second part for this project? Just drag all the images over into the file. Now, what it's going to do is,
6.5 hours later.
well, I need for you to do that template again, but put in your own images.
No! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Don't worry, I totally get it. That was a long process, right? I mean, it took several hours to learn those techniques and learn how to get them into a template and how long it takes to actually get it into a template. I wanted you to learn some things and you did. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you should be a master at moving images from one document to another, resizing them with professionalism and specific intent. And you know how to manually desaturate, convert the channels from red, green, and blue to actual layers. You know how to do a gradient map, a channel mixer. You know how to add stronger contrast to it, a black and white adjustment layer with both auto and stronger contrast. And you also have an understanding of Adobe Camera Raw mono conversion. So now that you know how to do all these things manually, the great thing about Photoshop is you can teach it, you can train Photoshop to do what you want to do, or I should say, to do what needs done without you having to go through all those monotonous steps. But I've included in this section the black and white conversion template and the action. So you would just download this black and white conversion action copy and the black and white action. It's .atn. So the .psd file is the template. It looks like this. And remember, before you play the action, make sure you have the smart object, this layer right here, already toggled on or selected. And this is what an action file looks like. And again, it's .atn. So how do you get these off of Blackboard? Well, you know this by now. So I'm just going to click it and it's going to say, do you want to open it or save it? I always suggest you save it so that you can put it in a specific place and hold it for the future. And same thing with this black and white ATN. Just go ahead and save it. What you would do is then go navigate to that folder and open up your template. So here it is right here, black and white conversion template action copy. Just going to double click to open that template. And there it is. And you've already seen this. You remember it? Yeah, I thought so. So anyway, so here's how you do it automatically. So let's talk about the action first. There's a lot of ways to get the action loaded. First, let's talk about, I know you know about actions, but maybe you're not super in love with them yet, but you will. Go up to Window and just put a check mark beside actions if you want to see it. See how that opened it up for me? But the other way is by default, my actions panel is the second tab down. It looks like a play button on a DVD player, and I'm just going to click it and it also opens it. So that's a quicker way than going up to Window and checking actions. Now, this is probably what your actions folder looks like. You just have all the default actions. I'm going to toggle this disclosure triangle to hide all those so I'm not very confused about what's going on. And I'm going to go back to where I've downloaded that action file. And remember, this is what it looks like as a .atn. Couple of ways, actually, there's several ways you can get actions into Photoshop, but here's the quickest way. I'm on a Mac, so I can just click and grab this action, go hover over the Photoshop icon and let go. And look, it auto loaded the action where it needed to go. And here's everything that's included in that action. Now, if you don't like an action, just select it and click the trash can and delete it. So here's another way that you can load an action. You can go up to these little dialog lines and go all the way down to load actions, navigate to the folder that has your action, and actions will always be a .atn file. Select it and just click open and it will automatically load your action. So now here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. You need to have this template open that I've given you, right? You need to make sure that this smart object layer is toggled. It's labeled original image right here. If you do, all you've got to do is, I mean, this is crazy, right? All you've got to do is go to that action, select it, load image into black and white template, click the play button. I've toggled a message to pop up in your Photoshop that tells you what to do. So it says here the action will stop. So you can go grab an image from Bridge. Don't worry about the aspect ratio, as in, don't worry if it's a portrait orientation, a landscape orientation, or a square. Doesn't matter. And you're going to click stop, finish reading it before you do, but this is the stop button I'm talking about. And you're going to drag whatever image that you like over while holding the shift key. That way it will auto center the image and the image will appear in a bounding box, as in the free transform box will automatically be selected. but it will automatically scale it to fit the size that we need for this template. So all you have to do is hit enter to anchor it and then go back to the action and hit the play button and the action will resume from wherever it stopped. So let's do it right now. So I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to go over to bridge, toggle on bridge, and I'm going to pick an image. What I'll do is I will pick this landscape oriented image. I will drag my bridge over so I can see Photoshop, and I'm just going to click and drag it over, let go, and it auto fit the image into the screen. So I'm just going to hit enter, and I'm going to turn off this background right here because I don't want to see that layer. So make sure you always toggle that off. There's a little something going on here, but I don't think we're going to see it. I'm going to click play button right here in the actions panel. It's going to auto save, and look what it did. It has applied all of those techniques automatically and instantly. Let's do it again. So again, my original image is selected. I'm going to go up to the very top. Now, this can be toggled opener or closed. It doesn't matter. And just hit play. You're going to get that message to remind you what to do. So read it and then go do it. I'm going to get an image from Bridge. This time I will bring over a portrait oriented image. You see how it automatically fits the image into whatever size. So I hit enter to anchor it. I don't want to see this background image, right? So I'll toggle that eyeball off. And then I'll come back up to the action panel and click play and watch it. See how it auto transformed all of this so that I can see how each different technique affects the image. And this is really good for an at a glance understanding of maybe where you should consider starting with your images. So now what? Well, let's do it one more time with a square. Original image selected. I'll click the play button. I'll click stop after I've read it. I'll go to bridge. And this time I will grab a square format. It will auto fit. I'll anchor it, turn that off, hit play. Now it's going to auto update. Now this template is optimized for landscape or horizontal oriented images. You can obviously convert this to be more conducive to a vertical orientation. I mean, you can manipulate this however it is that you want to. The key is it's built on smart objects. So and they're all these smart objects are linked together. So by changing one, it auto changes everything. And then what's happening is like inside the desaturate group looks like a folder. Essentially, it has the original, then it has the exact hue saturation applied, and then it has the title. So that's all that's happening. So anyway, I hope you find this exciting and how you can kind of quickly get an idea of where you would want to start. Holy moly, Batman. That is awesome. I know, right?